So the way that Omega and Ibushi pretty much put Trent Beretta like in a pretzel there at the end of Dynamite, I'm sitting here on the couch watching Dynamite, and I was almost in pain. Just that visual is just crazy. Anywho, I'm back. Anthony reacts. Yeah, we taped late last night, and Sling TV does not have local television, so I couldn't record NXT. So I apologize, but we're here because it's back on cable. AEW Dynamite, the 300th episode of AEW Dynamite, a major accomplishment, and we're here to react. Things I like, things I didn't like about the show, about the episode, and here we go as we are knee deep into AEW All-In hype, the build for it. And this is a two-parter, but I'm going to start with the positive part first. The thing I liked here, we got a few matches now that are very high stakes, right? So high stakes stipulations for All In. Let's start at the very top with Hangman Page and Jon Moxley. Hangman Page basically coming out. He's like, look, I got to get after this. I got to get this thing. And, he says, hey, Texas Death Match. Let's do it. Texas Death Match. Let's do it. Now, as world champion, Jon Moxley, as the heel champion, why the hell would I agree to a death match? Why would I want to do that? He didn't take that route, but he took more of the route of, you're going to lose this match anyway, Hangman. You're going to lose this match. Why bother doing this? And then they did the whole angle with the briefcase. Hangman had the briefcase. I'm not 100% sure what happened immediately after that point because my internet went out. So there's that. But as far as the high stakes, I thought that was pretty good. I do have more on that coming up a little bit later in the video. I didn't like all of it. But as far as the stipulation, I liked. Also, later in the show, Will Ospreay, Swerve Strickland versus the Young Bucks. If you're one of those who cannot wait for the Young Bucks to get off of television, oh, well, that might be me. Actually, that is me. Can't wait. The stipulation's good. Again, ramping up the stakes. Why would the Young Bucks agree to give up their EVP position for nothing? So I like that exchange. I like that Will Ospreay is Mr. AEW. Is like, oh, we're not going to challenge for the championship for a year. And Swerve's like, what? Okay. I don't know. What I personally, there is a part of me that maybe I would have liked for Swerve to sit on it for a week. Because I think as far as compelling television, Ospreay convincing Will Ospreay, he has to convince himself. Will Ospreay convincing Swerve that actually this is a good idea. I don't like the fact that they didn't really discuss this. Because you would figure, hey, if I'm going to take somebody's job, there has to be a reason why somebody just gives up their job. But the stakes are there, right? So you have the tag team match. Both sides have something to fight for. There you go. I thought the main event, even though I didn't know, I'm like, why is this the main event? Okada and Ibushi, like, why is this the main event? Who is this guy? Why should I care about this guy? We're all in season, which is their WrestleMania season. Well, why? And then literally I laid on the couch, I'm like, all right. I almost started this video during that main event. Because I'm like, I really don't care. What's going on? Then the wrestling was really good. I love, as far as the in-ring, I love what I saw. Both guys delivered, and a great finish, too. It did annoy me at the very beginning where Excalibur's like, we're going to take this as long as it takes because this is important. Like, this is not important. Why are you telling me this is important? This is not important. Okay, that's like saying a pop quiz in the middle of September is important. It's not important. But the match was really good. The match delivered. So, great main event, great finish to the show. I like that. And then finally, listen, we talk about WCW Nitro all the time. I don't think Nitro made it 300 episodes. Impact has, but not at this level for a sustained amount of time. I mean, if we want to go technical, but AEW is traveling week in and week out. They're traveling, while TNA in its prime did not consistently. So yeah, congrats to AEW Dynamite, 300 episodes. The Saturday show is going to celebrate their 100 episode. It's a major accomplishment. I like the show too because, yeah, this is episode 300, but it wasn't all bells and whistles or anything like that. Didn't mind the Superman crossover because it didn't dominate things, but you knew, hey, we're promoting Superman coming up, filmed here in Cleveland. We're promoting that, so it was subtle. It was a good acknowledgement, but it's settled. And the thing I think about with Dynamite, and I think why AEW fans really love AEW, the wrestling, you're gonna no single match looks the same. There's not a single match on AEW programming that looks the same. Some of it may be a little reckless, but they're coming around to it. No wrestling matches look the same. And if you just want to sit down for 2 hours and watch good quality wrestling, you're going to get that with AEW. WWE does a great job in terms of their formula. But some fans are sick of the WWE formula of wrestling matches on weekly television. And some of it's spilling onto the pay-per-views. With AEW, you do get different variety of matches week in and week out that people do enjoy. And from the wrestling standpoint, it's an easy watch. Now, with that being said, things I didn't like. Part of it was on my end. I had internet issues. Part of it's on their end. The technical difficulties. You're 300 episodes in. Technical difficulties should not happen. There was a few spots, a couple moments where the screen went black for a long period of time. I know only a few seconds, but a few seconds of a blackout television means a lot, and that's not good. And it also, I know we've had conversations in the past. The most debated conversation among all wrestling circles and with television is censorship and the swearing, right? Because on one hand, we watch Raw on Netflix and we say, why is Netflix, why are we bleeping out curse words on Netflix? But yeah, I'm going to turn around here and say, why are we swearing on TBS? Why is Okada putting his middle finger up in middle of primetime television? So he does it, the camera zooms out, does a massive zoom out, because he shouldn't be doing that, and then they zoom back in on him anyway. So certain things just doesn't make sense in their approach. I've always said this. I've talked to people in the past about this. Swearing in wrestling, cursing, if you're going to curse, and this kind of applies in real life, but in entertainment, if you're going to curse, it needs to be done with a purpose. You can't just drop F-bombs for the sake of dropping F-bombs. You can't just be saying B-words just for the sake of it. And I get it. It's, for Okada, it's kind of a bit, kind of an overdone bit, because he's a world-caliber wrestler, and he's saddled with that gimmick. But we're seeing time and time and again wrestlers in AEW cutting promos. This has been a 5-year thing. This is a 6-year thing. This doesn't start yesterday. You got these guys cutting promos, cursing, putting up their middle fingers, but there's no purpose. It's not leading to anything. It's not enhancing a storyline. So you're putting TBS in danger, even though they're allowing this, but you're putting TBS and TNT in danger for no reason, and I think stuff like that, I understand you're going for a different crowd. You're not going for like a kid-friendly crowd like you get at WWE shows, but it's kind of hard for a parent to justify bringing a kid to an AEW show when there's mindless cursing. So, just wanted to point that out. Um, I'm very disappointed in the Mercedes Monet Toni Storm feud. Very disappointed. They have a week to go to put the final touches to this feud. But boy, do I look foolish because I said on our show, that this was the true main event of watch, this will be the main event of AEW All-In. And I can't even justify this opening. I don't know where. It feels like to me, between these two, maybe this is destined for a longer feud. This feels like step one of the feud. It is step one. But it's like they're holding both characters back. It's like we don't. Mercedes is doing her thing. She's wrestling and she's attacking. But we're not really getting a full-blown, over-the-top Mercedes Monet. Maybe to a fault, or maybe a good thing, but we're not getting that. Toni Storm, confidence is not there. Again, perhaps part of the story, but it just feels like this feud has never gotten out of first gear. I should say out of second gear after the initial sniff-offs. I don't think this feud has ever got out of second gear. And I don't know. Maybe they got one more rabbit in the hat, one more trick they can pull out next week. I don't know. We'll see. All right, final thing. It ties back into what I liked. I like that there's high stakes with the All-In matches. What I do not like, and it's going to come with time, it's going to come with experience, and I wouldn't be surprised if Kyle is nailing this in his reacts. While the stakes are high, there's a lot of surface level storytelling. I really wanted the Jon Moxley to really lay on thick why it's a bad idea for Hangman Page to take on a Texas Death Match. Instead, all we got was, you're not going to beat me. That's all we're going to get. That's all we're getting. We got to dive. The next level of storytelling that Tony's going to learn, and he needs to learn. He's a wrestling fan. He should know this stuff. But maybe he has some, whatever. In-depth, deep storylines. So that way, we're all in on a Texas Death Match. Because the match is cool. It's high stakes, but it's like, and we're going to have the DC finish. The Avengers finish, but it's like we're not really diving in beyond surface level. Same thing with the Young Bucks. That story. The stakes are up there. All the EVPs are there, and they're doing a little, video packages of them enjoying themselves as EVPs. Again, in what world, even if Ospreay and Swerve Strickland can't challenge for the world title for a year? Ooh. Why would you give up the EVP spots in the first place? And again, let's dive deeper. What's the importance of the EVPs? What do you do? Why is it a luxury? Why is that your role? What benefits do you get? Because I don't see the benefits. Like, you still got to wrestle. To me, it doesn't seem like that cool of a job, to be perfectly honest. So what are the benefits? I don't know. Again, why is Will Ospreay so knee-deep into Team AEW and seemingly nobody else is? I don't know. Even little things like introducing new characters, like, hey, Omega has a best friend, that kind of thing. We got to start, if you really want people to come around and not accuse AEW of not being able to tell stories, creating matches is not good enough. You got to, really dive in deep. All right, I'm out of time. we got the reactions for SmackDown at some point this weekend. It's coming up.